Hey guys, welcome to Delta Education. So you will be knowing that due to some technical issues and some network unavailability, we were not able to complete this session of top 10 questions that you could expect in your coming NSET exam that is happening in next 10 hours. Like to currently it is 1 a.m. and you have your exams at 11. So in next 10 hours you have your paper, and here we are with the top 10 questions of Ella. So yeah, before starting up with the session, the things that you should be knowing is about our Delta Education platform. Uh, we, as a Delta team, provide you with uh, your preparation for NSET exam and preparation for your NSET interview prep. So we have four different courses, and majorly it preps for your NSET exam and your interview prep. We have the Achievers course, which helps you prepare for both, and it is an all-in-one course which helps you prepare for interview and the test too. It contains 10 full-length tests with their video solutions and three mock interviews. Another one we have is the Mastery package. Mastery package have 5 full mock tests with their video solutions. We have an our Elevate batch which helps you to prepare only for your interview, and in this course or in this package we give you three mock interviews that would be your go to go for your NSET interview. And finally, last but not least, we provide you with the foundation package just provides you 5 tests and their text solutions. Now apart from that, what are the different things that we provide? We have free sample test and free master classes. You can go and check out our Delta platform using this link, uh, and all this free the master classes and the sample paper is completely free. Apart from that, you could join our Telegram, where it is a community of 670 like-minded peers who wanted to join SST or are already part of Scalar. We please go and check out our Delta Education LinkedIn too, and the YouTube channel. You can get some funny, not funny, but some interesting, inspiring videos among there, and many more resources that would help for your preparation. So yeah, now that's the first question of the day. This question coming directly from the bloods and relations. So this is a very typical blood and relation question that you could see on your screen currently. So what we'll do, first of all, we'll read the question together and try to solve it. So yeah, the question says that Shrestha is Kabir's sister, Suresh is Kabir's father, Rakesh is Ram's son, Ram is Suresh's brother. How is Shrestha related to Rakesh? Okay. In this type of questions, what you need to do is to first of all write down each and everything, each and every sentence that is given in the question perfectly in the form of a diagram or etc. or any something visualization, so that you can read it very simply and easily. So yeah, first case, Shrestha is Kabir's sister. Correct. So Shrestha is sis of whom? Kabir. Correct. Then Suresh is Kabir's father. Okay. Kabir Suresh is Kabir's father. Father is Suresh. Correct. Then Rakesh is Ram's son. Rakesh is father and Ram is son. So this is father. Okay. Ram is Suresh's brother. Ram is Suresh's brother. Brother. How is Shrestha related to Rakesh? Okay, how is Shrestha related to Rakesh? Correct. This is the question that is asked. Now, very easy question. This is correct. Extreme easy question that you can think of. See, we'll go line by line. श्रेष्ठा की बहन के पापा, श्रेष्ठा की बहन के पापा means Suresh is Shrestha's father. Suresh is no one but the father of Shrestha. Correct. Now, father के भाई, पापा के भाई, करेक्ट, पापा के भाई के पापा, पापा के भाई के पापा, बट is no one but cousin, right? Cousin becomes the answer to this question then, guys. This was a very easy typical blood relation question. Fathers, brothers, father के भाई का son is our cousin. Correct. So this was the question. Okay. Cousin becomes the answer. Let's move on to the next question, guys. Again, a typical direction sense test question. Typical direction sense test question. So in this question, what it is asked that Shrimay. Okay. Let us assume A to be our starting point, and Shrimay is starting from here. He walks 20 meters towards the north. Now, before starting, directions. You would be knowing this is north, this is south, this is east, and this is west. Correct. Four other directions would be this is northeast, this is southeast, this is southwest, and this is northwest. Correct. So from A, Shrimai went to point B, which is how many? 20 meters away. Then he turned right and walked 30 meters. He is facing in this direction, and he turned right, so he will turn in this side. Correct. So this is how much? 30 meters. From B, he went to C. Correct. Then again he turns right and walks 35 meters. He is facing in this direction. Going right means in this direction. But how much? 35 meters. Okay. From C, Shrime went to D, and this is nothing but 35 meters. Then he turns left and walks 15 meters. He is facing in this direction. Then right is in this side and left is in this side. So after left, he walks how many? 15 meters to point E, from point D to point E. This is 15 meters. Okay. And finally, he turns left and walks how many meters? 15 meters. In this direction he is facing. He turns left, so it is in this direction. Correct. And walks how many meters? 15 meters. So F, point F becomes the final point, and this is 15 meters. Now, if we join all the points, we make this dotted lines and mark this point as G. If we also join this point becomes point H. Okay. Here we can clearly say that this is 15. Hence, this would also be 15. Now, see, 20 plus 15 is how much? 35. 35 is equals to 35. So, yes, this and this is a straight line. If this is a straight line, hence, this would be 30, because if this is a straight line, of course, this is a straight line, of course, this is a straight line, of course, and this is a straight line, of course. Hence, a rectangle is formed, and in a rectangle, the opposite sides are equal. So we can say that AG is 30. Clearly, we can say that GF would also be the straight line, which would be equals to 15 meters. Correct. Opposite sides of the rectangle are equal. So finally, what was asked to us? It was the magnitude of AF, which is nothing but 30 plus 15. From the diagram, you can clearly see it is nothing but 30, this 30, and this 15. Correct. So from this, we can get our final answer, which is nothing but 45 meters. 45 meters. But the question doesn't ask this. It also asks that in which direction is he finally, from the home direction. Okay. The home is here. Finally, is he here? The question does not ask in which direction is he facing. If the question would have been that, then it would be north. But the question asked is that in which direction he is currently right now from his initial position. He is in the east. Correct. He is in the east direction, and east is coded as 3. So our final answer would be nothing but 45 times 3, which is nothing but 135, which becomes the answer to this crazy easy question. Correct. So what you need to take care, if you get a question of direction sense test tomorrow, or oh my bad, if you get the question of direction sense test today in your test, then yes, you should be the first one to solve this, because they are the most easiest question that you could find out. Correct. Just read the question carefully, make diagram carefully, carefully, and apply shapes properties, different shapes properties, and most of the times Pythagoras, and you are good to go to solve this questions. The most easiest question that you could see in your paper. Okay, let's go move ahead. Okay, moving towards the question 3. Now this is from the puzzles section of our paper. This is a very interesting question, correct. This includes a basic understanding of maths part 2. So yeah, let's read the question first together. The question says that three small children, Sonu, Monu, Tonu, went on a picnic with their dog Johnny. They carried with them few chocolates, which none of them incidentally counted on their way. They rested under a tree and slept for a while. After some time, Sonu woke up and gave one chocolate from the total to Johnny and distributed the remaining into three equal parts, ate his share and slept. After some time, Monu woke up, gave one chocolate to Johnny and distributed the remaining into three equal parts, ate his share and slept. After some time, Tonu woke up and repeated the same. A little later, all of them together woke up, gave one chocolate from the total to Johnny, and divided the remaining chocolates among them, and each one ate his share. Okay. By chance, we know that the total number of chocolates were less than 150 in the beginning, and the chocolates have not yet broken. Now, our task is to find the sum of the chocolates that were present in the beginning to the chocolates that Monu ate more than that of Johnny. Okay, very crazy question, crazy question that you can find in your NSET exam. Okay, so yeah, let's start by assuming. Let us assume that X are initial number of chocolates. Initial number of chocolates. Yeah. Okay. Then first, Sonu woke up, gave one chocolate to Johnny, divided this into three equal parts. Each part has x minus 1 by 3 chocolates and ate his part. So he ate x minus 1 by 3 number of chocolates. How many chocolates are remaining? It is nothing but x minus 1 by 3 times x minus 1. This is nothing but 2 by 3 of x minus 1. Correct? So the remaining chocolates after Sonu woke up and he slept again is nothing but 2/3 of x minus 1. Now the second case, when Monu woke up. Again he did the same thing, gave one chocolate from total to Johnny, and again divided it into 1/3 part, ate his part, and ate his part, and uh, the remaining number of chocolates are nothing but the difference of this and this, correct? So which would be nothing but 2 by third of x minus 1 minus 1/3 of 2/3 of x minus 1 minus 1, correct. And if we go on solving this, it is nothing but 2/3 of x minus 1 minus 1, which is nothing but 2/3 of 2x by 3 minus 2 by 3 minus 1, which is nothing but 2/3 of 2x minus 5 by 3, which is again nothing but 4x minus 10 by 9. Correct? So, after Monu woke up and he slept, the total number of chocolates that would be remaining would be nothing but 4x minus 10 by 9. Now, third, when Tonu woke up, what he did? Again, he did the same thing. He gave one chocolate from the remaining to Johnny, and again he did the 1/3 of this. He created three parts, ate his part, and left remaining chocolates are the other two parts. Correct. So the remaining chocolates are nothing but 2/3 of 4x minus 10 by 9 minus 1. If we go on solving this, the remaining chocolates are 2/3 of 4x 4x minus 10 minus 9, which is minus 19 by 9. Correct? So if we solve this further, this is nothing but 8x minus 38 by 27. Correct? Okay. So these are the remaining number of chocolates. Now the fourth and the final thing which happened, all of them woke up, all woke, gave one chocolate from the remaining to whom? To Johnny. Again minus 1, which is nothing but 8x minus 65 by 27. Did three parts of this, hence one third, and each of them ate their part. Okay, now here comes the most important part of this question. Here comes the most important part. Most important part of the question. What does this question is asked? Question is asking to find us x. Correct. It is asked us to find us x. And it is said in the question that x is always less than 150. Correct. Now, as we know that each one of them got a whole number of chocolates, so we can clearly say that 8x minus 65 upon 27 is divisible by 3. Correct. If this is divisible by 3, then we can also say that 8x minus 65 is divisible by 27 times 3, which is nothing but 81. Correct. So we can also say that if it is divisible, then we can say that it is multiple of 81. If this is the case, then we can say that 8x minus 65 is nothing but 81 times n. It could be anything. Correct. Now what we need to do is to find x. Correct. Now x would be what? 81n plus 65 by 8. Again we know that initial x is a whole number, is a whole number. Hence we can say that 81n plus 65 is divisible by 8. Clearly we can say this, that 81n plus 65 is divisible by 8. Correct. If it is the case, first of all, now think 8. 8 ones are 8 to 16. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. Each is even. So if it is divisible by 8, then we can say that 81n plus 65 is also even. Correct. Now 65 is odd. Odd plus odd is even. So we can also say that 81n is odd. Now, for 81n to be odd, n needs to be odd. If n needs to be odd, then n could be anything from 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 15. Okay, this is now trial and error. Now let's keep n as 9. So we can clearly say n would be, if n is 9 plus 65 by 8. Correct. If we divide by 8, we should get a whole number. If we get a whole number, then it is correct, then our assumption of n is correct. But if it is not, then this is not. Okay, so if I use a calculator, but this is easy, 8 9 is 729 plus 65 by 8, which is nothing but 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 6, 7, 8, 9, 794 by 8, this is nothing but 99.25. Okay, so this is clearly not a whole number, so n is equals to 9 is not possible. Correct. So let's move further less. Let's keep n equals to 7. If n is equals to 7, then x would be equals to this. 7 8s are 56 plus 65 by 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is nothing but equals to 12 and 1, 13. 632 by 8. Now 632 by 8, if I use the calculator for this case, 632 by 8, this is nothing but 79. This is nothing but 79. Now if you go and check for n equals to 5, n equals to 3 and n equals to 1, you would get that X is not a whole number. Again, if you go and check for n greater than this, and when you would get a whole number, if you check for 11, and if sometimes there is a case that if you get a whole number, then in that case x would be greater than 150, which is also not possible. It is given in the question that x is always less than 150. So there would be only one case, and that is that n is equals to 7. So clearly Clearly from here we can say that n is equals to 7, and hence we can say that initially there were 79 number of chocolates. Correct? If 79 number of chocolates were there initially, I'm erasing this part. I have a if we say that 79 chocolates were there initially, I'll add a slide. Let me add a slide. Okay. If we say that 79 chocolates are there initially, x is equals to 79, let's draw a table then. Let me draw a table for this. Okay, so table would be what? That after first, second, third, fourth, and the total, and this is Sonu, Monu, Tonu, and Johnny. So x was 79. So first case, 1 given to Johnny, 78 remaining. 1/3 eaten by Sonu, 3 twos are 6. So 26 chocolates, 1 eaten by Johnny. Okay, now 79 were there initially, 78 got. Now 26 chocolates, Sonu ate, remaining are 52. Again, Monu woke up, gave 1 chocolate to Johnny, 51 left, by 3, 3 ones are 3, 4, 5, 17. 17 chocolates Monu ate, 17 to the 34 chocolates gets remaining. 34 remaining, Tonu woke up, gave 1 to Johnny, 33 remaining, so Tony ate in 33 by 3, which is 11 chocolates. 11 chocolates are remaining for Sonu and Monu, 1 to Johnny. Now 22 chocolates are remaining. In the fourth case, each of them woke up, gave 1 chocolate to Johnny, 21 chocolates remaining, divided into 3 parts, 7 chocolates. Hence, finally, 7 are the number of chocolates that are eaten by each one of them. So, the total number of chocolates that is eaten by Sonu, Monu, Tony, and Johnny are 4 chocolates by Johnny. Tonu ate in this case, and Tonu ate in this case, which is 11 plus 7, which is 18. Monu ate in this case in the second and in the last, which is 17 plus 7, which is nothing but 24. Sonu ate in the first case and in the last case, which is nothing but 26 plus 7, which is nothing but 33. Now, what the question asks is for x minus x times this minus this. How many chocolates Monu ate more than Johnny? Which is 24 minus 4, which is 20. So which is oh sorry, this is not multiplication. In the question it is asking for addition. So which is nothing but 79 plus 20, which is 99, which becomes the answer to this question. 99 is the answer. So this was a very nice, this was an interesting puzzle question which involved mathematical concepts too, basic mathematical concepts like even, odd, odd plus odd is even. It also asked for 8 when number is divisible by 8, then the number is even. So this were the all that things that we need to take care of. Correct? So yeah, this was the thing. Very easy. If you are not able to get uh, that what was asked in this question, then please try and go on solving this question again. Go and look back in the video. You would understand. Try to looking at 2 to 3 times, and you would understand this question. This was a very easy question. Okay. So yeah, coming directly to the fourth question is coming from sitting arrangements. So in this type of questions, the question is saying that 8 persons, this many, are sitting in a straight line such that all of them are facing towards the north direction. Okay. but not necessarily in the same order. Okay, so we are having how many people? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, 3 plus 3 6 and 2 8. Okay, it is said that x stands second from the extreme ends of the row. X stands second to the extreme ends from the row. Correct? So x could be either over here or x could be either over here. Correct? Now t stands second to the left of v. Okay, t stands second to the left of v. It would be either this. Correct? Okay. Then it is said v who stands adjacent to x. V stands adjacent to x. So x could be either over here. So x could be either over here. Correct? Okay. So if we assume this case, first of all, we'll go on with this case. So v would be over here, t would be over here, and x would be over here. V who is adjacent to x, v who is adjacent to x. Okay. So we would consider this case. So this gets cancelled. This gets also cancelled. Okay. X stands second to the T stands second to the left of V. Okay, who is adjacent to X. V who is adjacent to X. Okay, the number of persons to the left of T is same as to the right of Y. The number of persons to the left of T is same as to the number of person to the right of Y. The number of persons to the left of T is how many? 0. And the number of persons to the right of Y is how many? 0. So y would be definitely over here. Okay, next. More than two persons stand between y and u. Y and u. More than two persons stand between y and u. So it is either 3 or more than that. Correct? So u would be of course over here because 3 and more. In between 3 or more. More is not possible. So u would be of course over here. Okay. S neither stands adjacent to U nor T. S hence S would be either over here or S would be either over here. Now the number of persons between S and Z is one less than S and W. If we say that S is over here, the number of persons between S and Z, so Z would be over here and W would be over here for this case. The number of persons between S and Z is the 0 and the number of persons between S and W is also 0. So S over here is not correct. So if we assume that S is over here, Z is over here and W is over here, then the number of persons between S and Z is 0 and number of persons between S and W is 1. So hence this satisfies. S doesn't stand adjacent to Y. S doesn't stand adjacent to Y. Now S is over here, Z is over here and W is over here. S is adjacent to Y and this is not satisfying. So yes, the case that we took on the first case itself was wrong. Correct? This happens, this happens, this happens. Okay, now move on to the case number 2. Again, let's change. How many people? 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we would say that x is over here. If we assume v would be over here and t would be over here, the number of people to the left of t is equals to the number of people to the right of to the right of uh, the number of peoples to the left of t is equals to the number of people to the right of y. Okay, the number of people to the left of t is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So number of peoples to the right of y would be also equals to 5. So y would be over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, correct? Yes. Then more than two people stand between y and u. So it would be, so the number of people between y and u should be either 3 or more. But this is not possible over here. So this case is also wrong. correct? Let's move on to the next case then. How many people? 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let us assume x to be over here, v would be over here, and t would be over here. Number of people to the left of t is equals to the number of people to the right of y. Number of people to the left of t is how much? 1, 2, 3. Number of people to the right of y is how much? 1, 2, 3. This is same. Okay. Next, more than two persons stand between y and u. More than two persons stand between y and u. Y is over here more than 3, more than 2. So either 3 or more. 3 is over here, but here we can't have a space. So it would be in this direction only. So u would be definitely in this place, correct? So there are 3. So this is for sure correct. Then S neither stands adjacent to u nor t. S is neither over here, S is not over here, and S is not over here. So left is this one only. So S stands there at the last. Okay. The number of persons between S and Z is one less than between S and W. The number of persons between S and Z is one less than S and W. The number of persons between 2, 3, 4. S and Z it is 4, S and W it is 5. So yes, for sure it is one less. So we got our sitting arrangement. Our final sitting arrangement is this. And also one more thing that we was saying at the last, that S doesn't stand adjacent to Y. S is not standing adjacent to Y. Yes, this is also correct. So we got our final arrangement. Now what it is asked, who stands second to the left of T? Who stands second to the left of T? First, second. So W becomes the answer to this question. Correct? Easy question. Easy question. I would say this was not an easy question. This was a medium question. Medium question. Correct. So from the start itself, we got the case one, which didn't satisfy. The case two, which also didn't satisfy. Finally, on case three, we got the correct answer. So in this type of questions, what you need to do? Read the questions carefully. Uh, each deduce each and every given information perfectly, and then you can get your answer very easily. Okay, let's move to the next question then. Now this is a simple Venn diagram question, a common Venn diagram question. In this type of questions, you just need to make the diagrams and give correct number in particular area. Okay, there are, so the question says that at a local community fair, a snack brand conducted a survey of 80 people. Total is nothing but 80 about their preferences for three popular crisp flavors: ready salted, cheese and onion, and salt and vinegar. Ready and salted, cream and onion, and cheese and onion, and salt and vinegar. Cheese and onion and salt and vinegar. Okay. From the survey, they found that 7 people liked all three flavors. So this is this. 7 people liked all three. Correct. There were 10 individuals who liked only red salted. Now 10. Only red salted is this part. Correct. So 10 is over here. 14 who liked only cheese and onion. 14 liked only cheese and onion. Correct. Okay. 9 who liked only salt and vinegar. 9 is only salt and vinegar. It is this part. Okay. Additionally, 20 people like both ready salted and cheese and onion. So 20 people like this part. This pool is 20. So this part is nothing but 20 minus 7, which is 13. So this is 13. Okay. Which may include those who like salt and vinegar also. Okay. The total number of people who liked ready salted in any combination was 31. Okay, the total number of people who liked ready salted was 31. So summation of this is 20 plus 10, this is 30, and total was 31. So this is 1, correct? Okay, then, and those who like salt and vinegar in any combination is 27. So salt and vinegar, total salt and vinegar, it is 27. 9 plus 1, 10, plus 7, it is 17. Total was 27. Remaining is 10. So this is 10. Correct. So we found out all. We found out all. Now let's see what is asked in the question. The company is now interested in knowing the total number of people who didn't like any flavors. So total there were 80, and how many liked any number of flavors? It is 10. So this is 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 4. So total 64 people liked some flavors. So hence we can say that 16 people were such who didn't like any flavor. 16 no flavors liked. Okay. Then is knowing the total number of people who didn't like any flavors and wants to add that number to the total number of people who like cheese and onion in any combination. Cheese and onion in any combination total. This is 20, 30, 44. So it is asking. So 44 people like cream and onion in any combination. So the final answer is nothing but 44 plus 16. 6 plus 4, 10, 4 plus 1, 5 and 1, 6. 60 becomes the answer to this question. Yes, 60 is the answer. So this was a very easy question. So in this type of questions, what you need to do is to frame the Venn diagram clearly, give correct numbers in each part very correctly according to the question that is given, and then solve. Correct? So this was an easy question. So here marks the half. Here we have completed the halfway of our top 10 questions. Let's move on to the next question then. Okay, this is a very easy. Okay, so first of all, this topic is very easy. Correct? You just need to draw the Venn diagrams using the statements and check that whether using that Venn diagram is our conclusion correct or not. Okay, all the locks are keys. All the locks, if these are locks, and this would be keys. So clearly all the locks are keys, correct. All keys are bets. All the keys are bets. So our Venn diagram becomes this. This would be bets, correct. Or let me solve this over in the next. Okay, all locks are keys and all keys are bets, correct, bets. Okay, some watches are bets. Okay, some watches are bets. Okay, first of all, in this type of questions, you need to go on to the worst case. So we would intersect this with each. This would become watch. So it is clear that some watches are bets. Of course, some watches are bets. So this are the some watches who are bets. Okay, now let's go on to the conclusions. Some bets are locks. Is it correct? Some bets are locks. Yes, some of the beds are locked. Locks, this is correct. Some watches are keys. Some watches are keys. Yes, this is also correct. All keys are locks. All the keys are locks. No, all locks are keys. Correct. So this is a wrong statement. So we can say that statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. So only C1 follows? No. Either C1 or C2 follow? No. Only C1 and C2 follow? Yes. So option 3 is correct. Give the final answer as the correct option number. So 3 becomes the answer to this question. 3. Correct? This was an easy question. Easy question. So in this type of questions, what you need to do is to frame the Venn diagrams using the statements. Matlab, you need to draw the Venn diagrams using the question. Make sure you take always the worst case. Okay, the worst case. So we can say that some of the watches were bets. We could draw this Venn diagram too. But yes, you need to go on with the worst case. So you need to intersect it with each and every, correct? So this is the thing that you need to take care of. And then just deduce the conclusions from the Venn diagram you drawn, and the following conclusions which follows gives you the answer, correct? Okay, let's move on to the next question, which is from the chart section. Okay, the questions from this section is literally very easy. Okay, let's go on and read the question. The question says that the following graph represents the installed capacity for cement production in tons. Okay, this is the graph. Okay, and the actual production of 9 cement plants of a cement company. Capacity utilization of a plant is defined as actual production upon the installed capacity. Okay, this is nothing but the capacity utilization. Okay. A plant with installed capacity of at least 200 is called a large. Large if the installed capacity is greater than or equals to 200, and small if it is less than 200 and is considered a small. Okay. Now we need to find the difference between the actual production of large plants and the small plants in tons. We need to find out the difference between the actual production of the large and the small plants, actual production. Okay. So large is always greater than or equals to 200. So how many are large? This is a large. Okay. First of all, what is a large? Installed capacity greater than 200. Installed capacity greater than 200. This is large. This is small. This is small. This is large. Small. 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 Large. Large. Okay. Actual production of large 160 plus 190. This is 160 plus 190 plus 230 plus 190. If I use a calculator for this, if I use the calculator for this is nothing but 160 plus 190 plus 230 plus 190. This gives us 770. 770. Now the actual productions of the small, okay, of small, it is 150 plus 160 plus 120, 150 plus 160 plus 120 plus 100 plus 120 plus 100 plus 120. And again, if I use a calculator for this is nothing but 150 plus 160 plus 120 plus 100 plus 120. This is nothing but 650. This is nothing but 650. And what we need to do was to find out the difference between L and S. This is nothing but 770 minus 650, which is nothing but very equals to 120. 120 becomes the answer to this question. Yeah, simple graphs question, simple graphs question. Read in this type of questions, read the questions carefully, deduce each of this, get the correct number from the graph, do the calculations properly, and you are good to go. Correct? Okay. Let's move on to the next question then. Yeah. Question 8 coming from coding decoding section. Okay. So you could see that there are certain codes, and according to some code there is some sentence written. Okay, and we need to find the code for the sentence. Drivers were late. Okay, so it is said that mean, fiend, bean, geen means trains are always late. So either we can say that train is mean, r is fiend, always it's been, and late is geen. So if that is the case, then see, late is over here, but here the late is been, but here late was geen. So that pattern, direct matching pattern, is not there. Correct? Okay, then what could be the other thing? Right? So late is over here also, and late is over here also. Correct? So there would be any one which would be common. What is common from in this both? Mean, fin, bin, gin. Fin. So we can say that late would be fin. Late is fin. We need to find the code for what. Okay, so what the pattern we found? The pattern we found that any two letters which are coming in two sentences, then the code, there would be certain code which would be common in both, and that common code would be the code of the word which is coming in both the sentences. Correct? Okay. Now that was the pattern that we found. Late ke liye we got fin. What would be for were? Were is coming in this sentence, and coming in this sentence. Jin, din, sin, hin. Din and din. So were is din. Now drivers. For drivers. Drivers is coming in this sentence and drivers is coming in this sentence. So what is common? Jin, din, sin, hin. Bin, sin. Okay. Drivers is nothing but sin. So the sentence over here would be nothing but sin, din, fin. sin din fin becomes the answer to this question. Sin din fin. Sin din fin becomes the answer to this question. So yeah, this was an easy question, correct? You need to get the pattern. Pattern was what? Common. If we found two words which is common, then we need to find the common code. That common code which would be the code for the common word that we have in the both sentences. Correct? So this was the pattern. If we found the pattern, then it is very easy to find the answer to the question. Correct? So this was a very easy question. Let's move on to the next question then. Okay. This question is from clocks and calendars. A very basic question from clocks and calendars. Correct? Very basic, very common, basic and common. Okay. So this question is asking to find us the angle between the hour hand and the minute hand when the clock is at 8:25 p.m. Okay. So in the master classes, you would be knowing that we found out a formula. We found out a formula for the angle between the hour hand and minute hand, which was nothing but 30h minus 5.5 m. Correct? Come on. If we use this formula, this is nothing but 30 times h represents the r. R is how many? 80. 8 minus 5.5 m. M is what? 25 minutes. Correct? If we go on solving this is 240. It is a 24 times 25 into 55. 25 5 side is nothing but 125. 25 5 side is 125 plus 12. 125 plus 12, this is 137.5. So the answer would be nothing but 240 minus 137.5. This is nothing but 10, 9, 4, 3. Okay, so this is nothing but 5, 2, 0, 1. So the answer becomes 102.5. This becomes the answer to this question, 102.5. So the angle between the hour hand and the minute hand is nothing but 102.5. There can be another angle which is nothing but 360 minus 102.5. Another angle would be 360 minus 102.5, which is nothing but 955.010. 5987.55, 257.5. Another angle is 257.5, but we don't want to consider this angle because it is asked in the question that we need to only give the smaller angle as the answer. Correct? So in this question, we used the smaller angle, which is 102.5, which becomes the answer to this question. Okay. So this was using formula. Okay, now without formula, what you need to do? But before that, you need to know that in 1 hour, our hand moves by 30 degrees. Correct? How? In 12 hours, the R hand moves 360. So in 1 hour, it would be 360 by 12, which is nothing but 30. In 1 minute, our hand moves by zero point 0.5 degrees. Okay, so in 12 into 60 minutes, the Rn moves 360 degrees. So in 1 minute, it would be how much? It would be 360 by 12 into 60. If we go on solving this, 12 is 12, 20 is 12, 3 is 36, which is half. We solve this also. In 1 minute, minute hand moves by 6 degrees. This also you should be knowing. In 60 minutes, the minute hand moves by 360 degrees. In 1 minute, it would be nothing but 360 by 60, which is nothing but 6 degrees. Correct? Now, if this is the clock, this is 12, this is 6, 7, 8, 5, and this is 9. Correct? So 8:25, it would be something over here, and 25 minute end would be over here. Okay, so we need to find this angle. This angle would be nothing but equals to this minus this. Correct? So from 12, if we find the angle from 12, if we find the angle to the hour hand, and from 12, if we find the angle to the minute hand, and we subtract those both, we would find the angle between both of them. Correct? So our hand moves first of all from 12 to 8. How many hours? That are 8 hours. So in 8 hours, 30-degree movement, this is nothing but 240. Our hand also moves. Our hand also moves for the minutes, which is 25. So half of 25. Hour hand also moves this much, which is 25 by 2. Correct. Minute hand moves by 25 minutes. So minute hand would move by how many? If each minute it is 6, so in 25 minutes it's nothing but 25 times 6. 5 6 are 30, 6 are 12. 12 plus 3, which is 15. So minute hand would be moving by this. So if we sum this 2 and subtract it with this, we would get our answer. If we sum this 2, which is nothing but 240 plus 25 by 2, 4. So 240 plus 25 by 2, which is nothing but 480 plus 25 by 2, which is nothing but 505 by 2. And if we subtract it with 150, we would get our answer. 505 minus 300 by 2, which is nothing but 205 by 2, which is nothing but 102.5. This is the same answer that we got. So yeah, this becomes the answer to this question, correct? So we used both. We used the formula and we used the simple common sense. Using both, we got the same answer, correct? So in the exam also, it's your way. If you know the formula, it is very quick, correct? The formula is 30H minus 5.5 M. If you know the formula, your question would go into vain in a second. And if you don't know the formula, if you know the common sense, then also you would able to solve the question in this way. Okay, now coming to the last question of the section. This question coming from the speed, time, and distance section. Okay, again, this is an interesting question. Interesting question. Okay, let's read the question. Two horses started simultaneously towards each other and meet each other after 3 hours 20 minutes. How much time later it would take the slower horse to cover the whole distance if the first arrived at the place of departure of the second 5 hours later than the second arrived at the point of departure of the first? Okay, crazy. So there are 2 points A and B. Horse starts from A to B. One horse starts from B to A. The distance between them, let us assume it to be small d. The small horse starting from A has a velocity v1. Horse starting from point B has a velocity v2. Correct? From the relative velocity, we know that time would be, first of all, speed is equals to distance upon time. So time would be equals to distance upon speed. Now, they meet each other after 3 hours 20 minutes. Correct. So if we convert this into hours, this is nothing but 3 hours plus 20 by 60 hours, which is nothing but 3 plus 1 by 3, which is nothing but 10 by 3. Correct. So total time is 10 by 3. Distance is d, and speed, using the concept of relative velocity, we can say that this would be nothing but v1 plus v2. Correct? One is moving in this direction, another is moving in this direction. So this would be negative, this would be positive. If we consider this as positive, then this would be negative. And if we use the concepts of relative velocity, if this v1 we assume to be positive, then v1 negative of negative v2 gives v1 plus v2. Correct? So if we solve this, this is nothing but 10 by 3 times v1 plus v2 is equals to d. Correct? Another thing that we know is t1 is equals to t2 plus 5. Correct? What is t1? Time taken by horse starting from A to B. Correct? Time taken by a horse starting from point A to B. It is said that it takes 5 hours extra. It takes 5 hours extra. So to equate this, we would need to add 5 hours to T2. Correct? And T2 is what? T2 is what? The time taken by the horse starting from B to reach towards A. Correct? Okay, this is the case. What is time? Speed is equals to distance upon time. Therefore, time is equals to distance upon speed. T1, distance is d the same. D upon V1 is equals to d upon V2 plus 5. Now if we substitute d from here to here, this is nothing but 10 by 3 of V1 plus V2 upon V1 minus 10 by 3 V1 plus V2 upon V2 is equals to 5. If we take 10 by 3 common from here, we would get V1 plus V2 upon V1 minus V1 plus V2 upon V2 is equals to 5. 5 2s are 10. So if we say this would be 1 plus V2 upon V1 minus v1 upon v2 minus 1 is equals to 3 by 2, correct? Plus 1 minus 1 gets cancelled. So our equation becomes v2 upon v1, v2 upon v1 minus v1 upon v2 is equals to 2/3, correct? Let us assume, here we would assume v2 upon v1 be x. If we assume v2 upon v1 be x, then this would be x minus 1 upon x is equals to 2 by 3. Now here we would get a quadratic equation, and if we solve this, this would be x square minus 1 is equals to 2x by 3, correct? So if we solve this, this would be nothing, correct? 3x square minus 3 minus 2x is equals to 0. If we solve this quadratic equation, 3 2s are 6. Oh, so our final quadratic equation becomes 3x square minus 2x minus 3 is equals to 0. Okay, 3 3s are 9. This is 2. Okay, okay. So here we are not able to solve this equation correctly. Have we done the everything correct? If we assume, okay, this is v2 upon v1 1 v2 upon v1 minus v1 upon v2 minus 1. Okay, 1 and 1 gets cancelled. v2 upon v1 minus v1 upon v2. v2 upon v1, if we consider it as x, x minus 1 upon x is equals to 2 is equals to 3 by 2. Yes, this is the mistake. This equals to 3 by 2. Okay, this type of mistakes you have to take care of. Okay, so this would be equals to 2x square minus 2 minus 3x. So our final equation would become 2x square. See, I was not able to solve this quadratic equation, so I got to know that I have done something mistake. 2x square minus 3x minus 2 is equals to 0, correct? So this is the final quadratic equation. 2 2s are 4, 4 1s are 4. Okay, so if we solve this, minus 4x plus x minus 2 is equals to 0. 2x taking common, x minus 2 plus 1, x minus 2 is equals to 0. 2x plus 1 times x minus 2. So x is either negative half or x is either 2. Now x is what? v2 upon v1, correct? Now the ratio of the speed can never be negative. The ratio of the speed can never be negative, correct? Because it is said that both of the speeds are always positive. The ratio cannot be negative. Hence, x is 2. Hence, we can say that 2 is equals to v2 upon v1. So, we can say that 2 times v1 is equals to v2. Okay. Now, putting this equation over here, right? So, 10 by 3 is equals to d upon v2 is equals to 2 times v1. So, v1 plus 2v1, this would give us as 10 by 3 is equals to d upon 3 times v1, correct? 3 3 gets cancelled, so d is equals to 10 times v1, correct? Now what we need to find is small t1. This we need to find. T1 is nothing but d upon v1. D we found out to be 10 times v1 upon v1. V1 gets cancelled, so t1 is nothing but 10. 10 hours becomes the answer to this question. 10 hours becomes the answer, correct? So this was a very easy question, correct, guys? Sorry, this was not an easy question. There were many concepts in this question. First of all, the relative velocity concept. Relative velocity concept. Because they are meeting each other, hence we use the relative velocity concept. Then we use the simple formula of speed is equals to distance upon time. We framed one equation. Use this equation and this equation which we framed because the question given in the question this was given. Then we used that equation over here. Then we solved it. Then we assumed v2 upon v1 to be x. Then we solved for x. We found out two values. We discarded this negative value because the ratio of the speeds can never be negative, because it is said from the first that two speeds are always positive. So the ratio can't be negative. So we took the second root as the answer. X becomes 2. Hence, from this we could say that 2 is equals to v2 upon v1. So from here we got that v2 from here we got that v2 is equals to 2 times v1. We kept this in this equation and we got that 10 by 3 is equals to d upon v1 plus 2 times v1. If we use this, 10 by 3 which would be equals to d upon 3 times v1, 3 got cancelled. So from here we got d is equals to 10 times v1. Now in the question it was asked to find t1. T1 was what? Nothing but d upon v1. D upon V1. We got D as 10 V1, 10 V1 upon V1, V1 V1 cancelled. We found out T1 to be 10. 10 hours becomes the answer to this question. Correct? So this type of question you can surely expect in your NSET. Correct? Okay. Now again, being a student at Delta, we are here with an extra question. The 11th question, which is extra of the percentages. Correct? So the question is said that if a number is increased by 25% and the resulting number is decreased by 25%, then the percentage increase or decrease finally is. Give the answer up to two decimal places. Also, if there is an increase, then give the positive answer. If it is a decrease, give the negative answer. Okay. We need to find the uh, final percentage of increase or decrease. Okay, initial number, let's assume that x is 100. Initial number is 100. Increased by 25, so it would become 125. Okay, then decreased by 25%. 125 ka 25% is what? Nothing but 125 times 1 by 4. So this would be nothing. 125 125 by 4 gives us 31.25. This gives us 31.25. Correct? Solving this further, if we get this as 125 minus 31.25, 125 minus 31.25, this is nothing but 93.75. Okay, initially our number was 100, then it became 93.75. So of course there is a decrease. Decrease of how many percentage? Initial minus final upon initial times 100 becomes the answer. Initial was 100, final was 93.75. Initial was 100 times 100, 100 gets cancelled. So our final answer becomes what? 100 minus 93.75, which is 6.25. 6.25 percentage becomes our answer. And as it was a decrease, so negative answer we need to give. So the final answer is nothing but 6.25. Correct? Okay. Here we conclude. Here we conclude our part. It was fun. This was a very fun session, guys. So this was our 12 most expected questions for NSET. Correct? This type of questions, all the questions that we solved today in the class, you could definitely expect in your final exam too. Correct? Guys, thank you for watching till here. Uh, from now on, Sandeep will come on and discuss the maths part. Thank you. Thank you for joining and all the best for your exams. Yeah.
Hey, hello everyone. So, yeah, so we are sorry for the inconvenience caused to you, and we are not able to hold the session live. But yeah, as promised, we'll deliver you the top 10 questions for maths and logical reasoning both uh, by midnight. Uh, so that's why I am here today to discuss the top 10 mathematics questions for you. And I hope you will get the content by midnight and you then can refer to it anytime. And yeah, that's all. Let's start with the session and all the best for your exam. Uh, so again, we have these links here, and you can find it in the Telegram group, or you will also find it in the description in the YouTube. So you can go and check out our platform. You can join the community on Telegram and follow us on LinkedIn, YouTube. You can subscribe to the platform. So yeah, uh, so let's see the first question then. Okay. So again, as we are not doing live, so I am not going to give you time to solve this question. So I am going to directly solve the question and see what is the approach, how you can approach this kind of problem. So in this problem, it is saying that uh, during the Karnataka State pre-university exam, KSPUEE, conducted for admission into class 11th at National PU College, Basavana Gudi, Bangalore, a particularly tricky question in the mathematics section caught the attention of many students. An 8-digit natural number 410B29A3 is divisible by 9, where A and B are 2 digits. What can be the maximum value of A square plus B square? Okay, so the given number is 4, sorry, uh, 410 B29A3. B29A3. Now, what do we know about divisibility by 9? We know that divisibility by 9 is that if the sum of digits of the numbers is divisible by 9, then the number is also divisible by 9, right? So I know this number is divisible by 9, right? So I can say that 4 plus 1 plus 0 plus b plus 2 plus 9 plus a plus 3 is also divisible by 9. Again, using the same property, uh, the sum of digits should be divisible by 9. Okay, so if I know this, let's calculate the sum. What is the expression? 4 plus 1 is 5, and then 2 is 7, and 9 16, and 3 19. So 19 plus a plus b is divisible by 9. Now see, what we need to calculate is that maximum value of a square plus b square. So for that, to get the maximum value of a square plus b square, what should be my value of a and b? I also want to maximize this a plus b, right? To get the maximum value of a square plus b square, I need to maximize how much I can maximize a and how much I can maximize b. So again, if I check the range of A and B are digits. So A can be from 0 to 9, any digit. So my range for A will be 0 to 9. And also same for B. So it will be uh, less than 9, right? Okay, now I know. So what could be the range of this 19 plus A plus B? So from here, I can conclude that uh, 19 plus A plus B should be less than equals to uh, this 19 plus 18, because I can have maximum. So if I just take this is my 1, this is my 2. So what I am doing is that 19 plus 1 plus 2. That's all. That's all. If I just do it, I'll get. So what I can do is that from here I'll get 0 is less than equals to A plus B less than equals to 18. And then I can add 19 to it. So what I'll get 37. Correct? Now, what I can conclude from here is that also this number is divisible by 9, right? Because we have already discussed it here. So if this is divisible by 9 and I need to get the maximum number, so what will be my maximum number? I can just take 36 here because 37 is not divisible by 9. So I have to take less than 37. So if I take 36, it is divisible by 9. So I can get the maximum value from using 36. So as we need maximum value, what I'll do, I'll equate uh, 19 plus a plus b to 36. And if it is 36, then I know that a plus b should be equals to 17, right? And then I have to calculate the maximum value of. So I have a plus b equals to 17. I need to find the maximum value of a square plus b square. So what could be my answer? And also a and b are digits. So I cannot split it in other than digits, right? I have to make integer values of a and b. So I always want uh, the what could be my possible solutions for that. One could be that a is equals to 9 and b is equals to 8. One answer could be a is equals to 8 and b is equals to 9. There are no other possible solution because I cannot decrease b in this case because I cannot increase a beyond 9, right? So yeah, these are two possible solutions, and for both of them I will have same answer for a square plus b square. So it will be equals to 8 square plus 9 square. So it is equals to 64 plus 81. So it will be 145. This is my final answer. Okay. So this was a question, and this kind of question come in NSET exam, and you should know that different divisible properties that are there. And if you don't know, I will suggest you to go through the master classes that we have taken, and there we have basically taught the concept behind it, how you get the intuition behind why the sum of numbers divisible by 9 is also the number divisible by 9. So you can watch it if you need to understand the intuition behind it. But for now exam, you can go and watch the all the divisibility properties and all. So yeah, this was the first question. I hope it makes sense. So let's move on to our next question. So yeah, that was the answer that I have already discussed. So my second question, it's also from number theory. So here I have done something like that. You also have three, four different other topics in maths. One is ratio and proportion, one is sets and Venn diagram. But I have skipped those topics here because again you will get this kind of question in logical reasoning also, and I think that in logical reasoning also you have practiced those kind of problems in ratio and proportion, profit loss kind of questions, and then Venn diagram questions. So I am not considering those questions here, and I am considering mostly four topics here. So yeah, number theory is one of them. So this is also from number theory. And this question is a very, uh, I would say, repeated question, and you should know the question. So let's see the question. So again, there are some stories that you don't need to focus much on, and the question is already bolded. So if you see the question, it is given that n is a natural number, the LCM of n and 210 is 210. And their HCF is a two-digit natural number. What is the sum of all those possible values of n? Okay, so first of all, I have been given that LCM of n and 210 equals to 210. What does this mean? See, when let's say I have A and B, and if I do LCM of A and B, okay, so one case is that when LCM of A and B is greater than, first of all you need to understand that LCM of A and B will be greater than equals to A, and LCM of A and B will be greater than equals to B, right? Because LCM cannot be lesser than a number, right? Because lowest common multiple, you are saying multiple, when you say multiple it is starting from that number, right? So LCM cannot be less than a number of a LCM, two different numbers. The LCM should be greater than or equals to it. So when I am saying that LCM of, okay, so this is my general case. Sorry, this is my general case, right? So what is this special case when LCM of A and B? Let's say I am saying LCM of A and B is equals to A. When this case happens, so can I say that in the prime factorization of A, in the prime factorization of A, and in the prime factorization of B, in the prime factorization of B, B does not contain any higher power of any other prime number that is not present in A. So how can, what I am saying, let's take an example. Let's say there is 42 and there is 6. So what is the LCM of 42 and 6? This is equals to 42. Like, so if I take the prime factorization of 42, what it will be? It will be uh, 2 into 3 into 7. And for 6, it will be 2 into 3. So when I am saying that LCM of two numbers is equals to a number, so I can say that the prime factorization of this is superset of the prime factorization of the other number. So I can multiply something here to make the other number. This is what the meaning of LCM of two numbers is equals to a number. So in a way, I can say that uh, this number, so this means LCM of A comma B is equals to A basically means that A is multiple of B, or B is a factor of A. That is what LCM of A comma B equals to A means. So then again, here I can write that uh, N is a factor of 210, right? And also it is given that HCF of two-digit natural number. So I am all HCF is a two-digit natural number. So HCF of N comma 210. So what will be the value of HCF? If you see, um, so again, you can use formula for that also, that A multiply V equals to LCM of A comma B multiplied by HCF of A comma B. So if you use this formula also, you will get N multiplied by 210 equals to LCM of A and B. That is already 210, I know. So HCF of N comma 210 will be equals to N, right? I hope this makes sense. Yeah. So, and also I know that N is a factor of 210. So there could be many possible values of N. And that's why the question is saying that you have to give the sum of all those possible values of N. Okay. So now this is clear, right? Up to this point that LCM will be this. So N will be a factor of 210 and HCF of N comma 210 will be equals to N. Now let's see what are the factors of 210, and then from there I can deduce that what are the two digits number, natural numbers that I can take as the possible value of N. Okay, so if I take the factors of 210, I'll have 1 is a factor, then I'll have 2 as a factor, 3 as a factor, 4 is not a factor, 5 is a factor, 6 is also a factor, 7 is a factor, 8, 9 is not a factor, 10 is a factor, then 12 is not a factor. Yeah, 12 is not a factor. So then we have 14 as a factor, then we have 15 as a factor, then we have 21 as a factor, then you have 30 as a factor, then you have 35 as a factor, then from 6 we have, so from 6 we have 35 as a factor, from 5 we have 42 as a factor, then from 3 we have 70 as a factor, then from 2 we have 105 as a factor, and from 1 we have 210 as a factor. And now I need two digit numbers. So two digits numbers, because it is saying that HCF is a two-digit natural number and HCF is equals to n. So I can take all the possible values of n as two-digit number from this. So I'll have all these numbers from 10 to 70. So if I take and sum up all those numbers, I'll have 10 plus 14 plus 15 plus 21 plus 30 plus 35 plus 42 plus 70. So this will be my answer, and it will be 2 and 5 7, 1 8, and 5 13, and 4 17. So 7 carry 1, 7 and 1 8, 12, 15, 18, 21, 22, 23, 237. So this is my final answer. So in this way you have to solve this question. And question can come related to this question, some tweaks with this question, and this is also a very important formula you should also remember. And yeah, you can expect a question on HCF LCM in NSET. So this is the solution for this question. Then this is a very good problem. So it's also based on number theory. And the question says that a four-digit number of form AABB is a perfect square. Then what is the value of A minus B? Okay. So first of all, the number is in form of AABB, where A and B are digits. AABB. So what can we deduce from this kind of form of AABB? Can I write it as A multiplied by 1000 plus A multiplied by 100 plus B multiplied by 10 plus B, and it is equals to A multiplied by 1100 plus B multiplied by 11. Can you see something? Can you deduce something from it? Can I write it as 11 multiplied by 100 A plus B, right? So from here I can deduce that AABB is divisible by 11, right? This is what I can deduce from here. Okay, so how can I use this information, right, to solve this question? What is the value of A minus B? I have to basically find the number AABB, or the value of A and value of B, to solve this question, right? So then again, see, it is saying AABB is a perfect square, right? Okay, AABB is a perfect square. AABB is perfect square. Okay, so let's see some properties of perfect square. What is a perfect square? Let's say if n is perfect square, so what can I deduce about n? In the prime factorization of n, it will have something p1 to the power a1, p2 to the power a2, p3 to the power a3, and all and other prime numbers, right? But if n is a perfect square, then I'll have all the numbers a1, then a2, then a3, and all the powers of primes will be even, right? Right? All those powers will be even. This is what I can deduce. Now, see. uh, in AABB, what we saw is that AABB is divisible by 11. And if AABB is divisible by 11 and AABB is a perfect square, AABB need to have the power of 11 at least 2, because it cannot be 1. It should be an even number, and it cannot be 0 obviously, because it is already divisible by 11 and the power of 11 here is 1. So it should be divisible by uh, some other higher power of 11, right? And the minimum possible value is what we can deduce for confirm for sure. We can say is that it is divisible by 11 square, right? So from here, I can deduce that AABB is also divisible by 11 square or 121, right? Okay. So if this is the case, then how it will help me? Again, see, if I uh, take a prime number here, then and let's say I am removing this prime number uh, from the n. So I am basically dividing it by the power of this prime and all the prime numbers. So still I will have what I will have left. I will still have a perfect square number, because if even if I remove the one prime number and even power of it, still I will have even power of other prime numbers, and it will still be a perfect square. So what I can say is that I can write AABB as something like 121 multiplied by m, and where m is also a perfect square. Why m is also a perfect square? Then again, the same thing. I am just removing the 11 square power from this AABB, and I am still left with the other uh, even powers of prime numbers. So I will still left with the perfect square, which will be m. Now, now you will be able to solve this question very effectively. So I know that I can write AABB as 121 into m. And I know that it is a 4-digit number of the form AABB. So what I know is that it is 1000 AABB and less than equals to 9999, because it is a 4-digit number, right? Okay, so if this is the case, and I can write it as 121m less than equals to 10009999, right? Okay. So now what I can say about m, I can divide it by 121 to get my range for m. So if I divide it by 121, what I will get, I can use calculator for that. So 1000 divided by 121. So I'll get something like 8.26. So I can directly write 9, because it cannot take the value 8. Okay. And if I divide 9999 by 121, I'll get 82 point something 63. So again, it cannot take 83 as a value, so I can write 82. And also I know that m is a perfect square. So I have to check for all the perfect square value of m. So what are the perfect square values of m that I can take? I can take m as the first perfect square I can take is 6. Okay, so I can take 9 also. So first, if I take 9, then I will try to calculate the AABV, and I will try to see that if it is basically making in this form AABV. I if I'm getting the form AABV as it is. So if it is getting, then I'll see that if it can be a possible solution for me. So if I take m equals to 9 and I do 121 multiplied by 9, I will get 1089. So 121m equals to 1089, which is obviously is not in form of AABB. So I can check for the next value, that is m equals to 16. So if I do 121 m again, I'll get multiplied by 16, it will be 1936. 1936 again, it is not in the form of AABB, so I can ignore this. And then I'll take m equals to 25 and I'll do 121 m, which will be equals to 3025. 3025 again, it is not what we want. So I'll go with the next number, that is 36, and I'll do 121 m. Again, I will have the value as 4356, which is not what we want. Then I'll again do 49 and I'll do 121 m. So 49, it will be 5929, and again, this is not what we want. And then I will do for 64. For 64, I will get 7744. So this is one of the possible solution. I may get another solution, and if I get, then I will have to see that if what I can deduce from that. But for now, I have this one solution, one possible potential solution. Then I can also use 81 as my value of m because it is less than equals to 82. So again, if I do 121 m, I'll get 9801. So this is also not possible. So I have finally got only one solution for me. And so from here, I can conclude that there is only one possible solution. And if I compare it with A, B, B, then I'll get A equals to 7 and B equals to 4. And my answer will be equals to A minus B, which will be equals to 3, right? That is what we want. Yeah. So this will be my final answer. Make sense? Okay, guys. So let's discuss this question. It is from exponents and logarithm uh, topic. And also you may get this kind of problems where there will be some exponent given and then you can maybe equate it with some equation and then you can solve it. So let's see this kind of problem. This is a very common problem that can be asked, could be asked in NSET. So let's see how can we solve this question. So the question is, if 9 to the power 2x minus 1 minus 81 to the power x minus 1 equals to 1944, then the value of x. It's a simple question. You have to find the value of x. Okay, so what we can do is that let's first write the equation again. 9 to the power 2x minus 1 minus 81 to the power x minus 1 equals to 1944, right? So, first of all, how we can solve this question? First of all, if I can take all the powers for a single number, let's say I want to do something like for the power of 9, I can convert 81 to 9 square. So if I do it again from this rule that a to the power m to the power n equals to a to the power m into n, right? So this is what I am going to do. So if I apply this formula, I'll get here 9 to the power 2x minus 1 minus 9 square to the power x minus 1 equals to 1944. It will be simply equals to 9 to the power 2x minus 1 minus 9 to the power 2x minus 2 is equals to 1944. Again, what I can write it is as I can take 9 to the power 2x minus 2 common. But again, let's don't skip the step and I'll write how we are basically trying to do it. So I can write it as, so can I write it as 9 multiplied by 9 to the power 2x minus 1, sorry, minus 2. What I am trying to do is that, again, there is if one power of this, and again, I can use that a to the power m multiplied by a to the power n equals to a to the power m plus n. That is what I have used here. So I hope this makes sense. 2x minus 2 plus 1 will be 2x minus 1. That is what I have done here. So minus 9 to the power 2x minus 2 equals to 1944. Now see, I have this term common, right? So if I take this as common, what I'll get is that 9 to the power 2x minus 2 multiplied by 9 minus 1 equals to 1944, right? So I can write it as 8 multiplied by 9 to the power 2x minus 2 equals to 1944, or 9 to the power 2x minus 2 is equals to 1944 divided by 8, and which will be equals to, I can simply divide it. So it will be 216, so 34. Then I'll have 4, then I'll have 24, so it will be 3. So it is 243. Now see, uh, for which power of 9 I can get 243. It's not very simple, right? Because 9 to the 9 square is 81. Then if you multiply it again by 9, you will get 273. So it will be something between 2 and 3 power of 9. So you cannot directly get that. But 243 is a power of 3. 3 to the power 5 is equals to 243. So can I reduce the 9 into 3 power, and then I can try to solve the problem. Again, I am going to apply this formula here. So if I do it, I'll get 3 square to the power 2x minus 2 is equals to 3 to the power 5. And then I can write it as 3 to the power 4x minus 4 equals to 3 to the power 5. And now I can simply equate the equations. So I'll get 4x minus 4 equals to 5, or 4x equals to 9, and the value of x will be 2.25. So this is how you have to solve this problem. This was a very easy problem, and you can find this kind of problem based on the exponent, and then you have to reduce some equation and solve the equation to get the value of x or something. So yeah, this kind of problem you can expect in NSET. Okay, so let's see the next problem. Uh, okay, so these are also basically based on logarithmic properties, this problem. And again, this is very important that you should know all kind of fundamental logarithmic properties and also the fundamental of logarithms. These can be very handy, and you can just solve a logarithmic properties problem if something like this comes in just under 1 minute, and you will get marks, and it will help you score much more in exam. So this is kind of easy questions that you can get in NSET, and you can solve it very fast. So for this kind of problem, let's see how we can solve this problem. What is the value of this? So first of all, I have 2 log base 2 15 by 18. 15 by 18. Then I have minus log base 2 25 by 162. 25 by 162. Then I have plus log base 2 4 by 9. So this is what I have to solve for. So here, first of all, I'm going to apply this logarithm properties that a log m n is okay. So this is much more column. So more space. So a log base m n is equals to log m n to the power a. Okay. So if I apply this formula, I'll get log base 2 15 by 18 square and whole square. So I can just simply write 15 square divided by 18 square. Okay. And then why I am doing this, that I just want to have log base 2 in my uh, for all the terms, and then I can use some other formula to simplify the equation. So if I do it, I'll get log base 2 25 by 162 plus log base 2 4 by 9. Now what I am going to do is that I am going to apply this formula. There are two formulas I can use directly, or you can have steps between them. But the two major formulas are log base, let's say m a multiplied by b is equals to log base m a plus log base m b, and also log base m a by b equals to log base m a minus log base m b. So if I apply this formula here, what I'll get is that this can be simplified to log base 2 15 square is 225 divided by uh, 18 square, that is 324. Now I have this minus, and from this minus I can do something like a divided by b, and this is my whole b term, right? So if I do division of this, what I can also write is that I can write it as basically reversing, taking reciprocal of this and multiplying it. So that is what a division is. Reciprocal of the number and multiplying by it. So I can do this 25, right? And then again I have this plus term. So plus term is simply get multiplied with the term, right? So again I can multiply it with 4 by 9. And now if I try to simplify the equation, see 162 by 332, 324, this is basically 2. Then 25, 2 to 5, this is 9. And this 9 can be cancelled with this. And this 2 can cancel 4 to make it 2. So I will simply be left with log base 2 of 2, and which is simply equals to 1. So this is my final answer. So see, if you know the logarithmic properties, then you can solve this kind of easy problems in NSET very easily, and you can score good marks in some small time, and you can spend that time in some other different difficult questions, and that's how you can optimize for your score in NSET. So yeah, this was the question, and now we have questions from probability and statistics. Okay, so in this question, it says that an urn contains 6 blue and 4 red balls. A fair dice is rolled, and that number of balls are chosen from the urn. Find the probability that the balls selected are blue. Okay, so this question is a little tricky, but this question is from the concept of total probability. And I have also taken this session on probability, and this is available free on YouTube, where you can go and watch it anytime. And I will suggest that if your fundamentals are weak in probability, you can go and watch and try to see what kind of problems comes in NSET. And yeah, that's how you can strengthen your probability and statistics topics. But again, if you don't have time and your exam is today only, then you like this. These are some probable questions, and these are some probable kind of patterns that you can follow to strengthen your understanding of probability and statistics. So Let's see how we can solve this problem. So first of all, I'll have a dice. Uh, I'll have a dice, and then the number that I will get in this dice. Let's say dice. Okay. Uh, so let's say this is the dice that we have, and after I get something, let's say X, and I need to draw X number uh, of balls from urn. And the urn contains six blue ball, I guess. Yes, six blue ball and four red balls. And I have to find the probability that all the balls chosen are blue. So what I can say is that this is a question of total probability when I'll say that the my final probability will be equals to when I am getting x equals to 1. So that is I am getting 1 as my output from the dice and multiply with the probability uh, that I am getting x blue balls or one blue balls I can say one blue ball. Then again if I get x equals to 2 and probability of uh, two blue balls and summation of all these probabilities up to 6 because we can have at max 6 from the dice. So uh, first of all let's try to calculate the probability of x. This is denoting my uh, probability of getting x from dice. And can I say this will be 1 by 6 for all the numbers from 1 to 6, right? Because this is a fair dice and I can get any number with a probability of 1 by 6 because all are equal probable. So there will be the probability will be 1 by 6. Now I have to also find P of X blue balls. So this basically means probability of getting X number of blue balls when I am choosing X number of balls, right? So this is probability of getting X blue balls from X chosen balls. And what will be this probability? Can I simply write that I have 6 blue balls and from there I am trying to choose X number of blue balls. So it will be 6cx above and there are total number of ways of choosing X ball is 10cx because in this way I can choose X number of balls, right? And I want all of these balls to be blue, then I that's why I am doing the all the possible ways of choosing six uh, x number of balls from six balls. So this is my probability, and now I can just simply use sorry again simply use this formula to calculate my required probability. So it will be 1 by 6 multiplied by 6c1 by 10c1 plus 1 by 6 multiplied by 6c2 by 10c2 and all the way up to this, and also I can take 1 by 6 common and then I can just calculate for the numbers. So if I calculate 6c1 it will be 6 by 10. Then if I calculate 6c2, 6c2 will be 15 and 10c2 will be 45. And then if I calculate 6c3 it will be 6 into 5 30 120 120 divided by 6, so it will be 20 divided by 10C3. 10C3 is 720 divided by 720 divided by 6, so 120. Then I'll have 6C1 to 3. Now I'll have 64, which is basically equals to 62, and which is equals to 15. And I'll have 10C4. I don't actually remember it, so it will be 210. And you can calculate it using calculator or anything, any means you can use. Not any means, you can use calculator. That's. So after that, I'll have 6 by 5, 252, 6 by 252, and then I'll have 1 by 210. And then after that, if you calculate these all, you'll get something 1 by 5. So it will be equals to 0.2. This will be your final answer for this question. So this is the basically intuition behind this question, and that's how you can solve this kind of probability question. And also one of the major thing is probability is that you can also get some probability based on some other kind of concepts in maths. Let's say there is some question based on permutation and combination, and then you have to find some probability. So it's also basically kind of similar problem. So you can expect this kind of problems in NSET. Okay, so this was the question answer for this. So after this, again, we have questions from probability and statistics. Here it's saying that Sheldon and Leonard are testing a new lie detector for their research. The reliability of the detector is as follows. If a person is lying, the detector correctly identifies the lie 85% of the time, but it fails 15% of the time. If the person is truthful, the detector correctly identifies them as truthful 98% of the time, but 2% of the truthful people are mistakenly flagged as liars. In a university where only 5% people actually lie in their statements, Leonard takes the test and is flagged as a liar. What is the probability that he was actually lying? Okay, so this is one kind of Bayes theorem based probability question, and you can expect this kind of Bayes theorem based probability question in your NSET. So again, I'll suggest you to revise the Bayes theorem, and if you want to revise it very quickly, you can check out our videos on Delta platform. Also, we have free master classes on YouTube. Also, you can check out from anywhere. uh, so okay, so let's see how we can solve this problem. So it is, let's define the different things. Let's define L as a liar, and also, so L dash is truthful. Okay. Also, let's define A, that is uh, flag as liar. A dash is not flagged as liar. So from here, uh, I know that only 5% people actually lie. So probability of lying is 0.05. And from here, I can also deduce that probability of L dash is equals to 0.95. Okay. And from here, I can also deduce that if the person is lying, the detector correctly identifies. So P of uh, so correctly identify. It is saying that if a person is lying, the detector correctly identifies in 85% of the time. So it flag as liar when the person is lying 85% of the time, so 0.85. Okay. And also you can say that P of A dash given L is equals to 0.15, right? Because but fails a 15% of the time. So it is not flagged as liar even though the person is lying. And also, if the person is not lying, then it flag the person as liar. How much time? If the person is truthful, the detector correctly identifying this as truthful 98% of the time, but 2% of the truthful people are mistakenly flagged as liar. So this is 2%, 0.02. And also we can reduce P of A dash given L dash is equals to 0.98. Okay. Now I have to find out that Leonard take the test and flagged as liar. What is the probability he was actually lying? So we are given that he is flagged as liar. So I have to find he is a liar. Given that it was flagged as a liar, right? Flagged as a liar. So flagged as a liar means A. So this is what I have to find, and I don't have this thing anywhere in my details, right? So that's why I need to use Bayes theorem. So I'll use Bayes theorem. So I can write it as P of A, uh, sorry, P of L multiplied by P of A given L and divided by total probability of uh, flagging as liar. So this will be P of L multiplied by P of A by L plus P of L dash multiplied by P of A in L dash. So this is what we have to calculate, and we can just put all those values that we have and get our answer. So basically, if I put the values, I'll have P of L is 0.05. So it will be 0.05 multiplied by P of A given L is 0.85 divided by 0.05 multiplied by 0.85 plus P of L dash is 0.95 multiplied by P of A given L dash, and this is 0.02. 0.02. And if you calculate this, you will get your answer. So you can use just calculator to calculate this value, and this is done here. And finally, you will get this as your answer 0.69. 0.69 is the final answer. Okay. So this is a simple probability question based on Bayes theorem. So this is one of the kind of question that comes in NSET, and also some with some other concept mixed with some other concept. So you can expect any this kind of problems in NSET. Uh, uh, so again, now we are going to jump into permutation and combination, which is a very interesting topic in it, and also this is a very interesting problem. So let's see how we can solve it. In Tinseltown, all the roads are either in north-south direction or east-west direction. So basically horizontal and vertical direction, forming a grid as shown in figure. Two adjacent roads in both north-south and east-west directions are equidistant, such that each cell is in the grid is a square. Murthy will have to go to city C from city A, but he will also have to pick up his friend Subramaniam from city B. How many ways are there to get from city A to city C by covering the shortest possible distance? So, in this grid, first of all, Murthy has to go from A to B and then B to C, and we want to go by shortest possible distance. So, when I'll get the shortest possible distance to go from A to B, to go from A to B, uh, I need to basically travel uh, two times in basically two roads in the east direction and three in the down direction, south direction. So I can write it as two east direction and three south direction roads that I have to cover. And this is the shortest possible path by using five paths. Because if I go more than two in this direction, then again I have to come back and it will increase my length of the path, right? So that's why for shortest possible path, I have to just go two in this direction to get to B. So that's why will not consider all those other paths. So in my path, I will have this two E's and three A's. But what is the constraints on how I want to visit my path? So like one path can be I can first go from here, then here, then here, then here, and then here. Also one path could be I can go three times here and then two times here. I can also go two times here and three times here, and there could be many possible paths. But I know for sure that all those possible paths will have two E direction in it and three S direction in it, right? This is clear, right? So if this is the case, how many possible arrangements I can make? And that is my number of actually the number of paths that I want to find. So I can write this path as E, E, S, S, S. I can denote this path as E, S, E, S, S, and this path as S, 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 E, E. So, can I say that my path is basically the arrangement of these two E and three S's? And that's how we can, if I can get all the permutation of these two E and three S's, then I can get my total number of paths. And that's how I can get all the possible number of shortest paths from A to B. And that is what exactly the solution of this question. If you get this, you know the solution and you just have to calculate it and make it. It will be very easy question for you. So if now you have know this, then I can just need to calculate the number of permutation for this. And this is the kind of word problems that we used to have in a word. There are some repeated characters in the word letters, and how we can solve how what will be the number of permutation for this. It is basically the total number of uh, letters factorial divided by the number of repeating factorial of the repeating frequency of the letters, right? So again for here I'll get 5 factorial divided by 3 factorial by 2 factorial number of arrangements, and this is the my answer for number of paths from A to B. And if I just calculate it, it will be 4 into 5 by 2, that is 10. Simple. Now I have to go from B to C, and then again using the shortest possible paths. And from for going from B to C, I have to make 3 east direction and I have to travel 2 in south direction. And again, I can get the shortest possible paths, all the possible paths using this same formula. And again, I will do 5 factorial by 3 factorial into 2 factorial, and I will get 10. So now see, I have to first go from A to B and then B to C. So there is a and between them. And when there is a and, again, you can go and watch my master class on permutation combination. I have taught there that when use multiplication and when to use addition, basically from the fundamental principle of counting. So because there is and, Murphy has to go from A to B and B to C. So there will be multiplication here. So I can just to get the total number of paths, I can just multiply the two number of ways. Total number of paths equals to 10 multiplied by 10, which is equals to 100. And this is my final answer for this question. And again, this kind of problem may come into NSET, and If this kind of problem comes into NSET, I'm sure you should solve it, and now you know how to solve it, right? Okay, so this is the explanation of this again. Uh, Now I have this question uh, on permutation and combination again. In an examination of 9 papers, a candidate has to pass in more papers than the number of papers in which he fails in order to be successful. The number of ways in which he can be unsuccessful is okay. So, in how many ways he can be unsuccessful? Uh, so, this is so to be unsuccessful, he has to uh, pass in 0 subjects or 1 subject, right? Subjects is papers. So 0 papers, 1 papers, 2 papers, 3 papers, or 4 papers. Because if he pass in more than 4 papers, then he will be successful. So all these possible ways are there, right? To be unsuccessful. Okay. So again, there are 9 papers, and from there I have to choose some number of papers. Let's say uh, X papers. If there are X papers that I want to pass in from some N papers, total N papers are there, and from there I want to pass in X papers. In how many ways I can do that? In how many ways? You can again apply this kind of uh, thing here, but I'll suggest you can just simply apply the combination formula. So from N papers, I have to select X paper where I want to pass. That is all. That is all. So it will be NCX, right? And to be unsuccessful, I have to just calculate this for all the possible number of papers that I can pass and add all of them to get my total number of ways to become unsuccessful. So, so the total number of ways will be equals to n in this case is 9. So I will have 9C0 plus 9C1 plus 9C2 plus 9C3 plus 9C4. And is this something you can remember from this kind of form? So as we also know that NCX is equals to NC n minus x. So I can write it is equals to 9C5. This is equals to 9C6. This is equals to 9C7. This is equals to 9C8. And this is equals to 9C9. Right? So these are same. So let's say um, this is equals to S that we want to find out. So can I say, let's say this is my equation 1, then I can also do this is equation 2. So I can do 2S is equals to 9C0 plus 9C1 all the way up to 9C9, right? And what is the value of this? I hope you remember, but if you don't, let's again see what is the value of this. So 1 plus x to the power n, we can write it as nc0 x to the power 0 plus nc1 x to the power 1 and all the way up to nc n to the power x to the power n. And if I take the value of x as equals to 0, sorry, x equals to 1, then what I will get? I will simply get nc0 plus nc1 plus up to ncn equals to 2 to the power n, right? So I can use this formula here. And if I do this, I'll get 2s equals to 2 to the power n. N here is equals to 9. So I'll get 2 to the power 9. And from here, I can write my a's, that is what I really want to calculate, uh, is equals to 2 to the power 9 by 2, that is 2 to the power 8. And what is the value of 2 to the power 8? Simply 256. How we can remember very easily? 2 to the power 10 is 1025. That is very essential in computer science. 2 to the power 10, basically MB, GB. So all those are in the multiple of 1025, power of 1025. So 2 to the power 10, basically. So that's how you can remember it. But yeah, so this is how you can solve this problem. And this is the final answer for this problem. So this is one of the good problem that kind of problem can come in NSET. And so yeah, this was the explanation for that. Now let's see the last expected questions for NSET. And this is also from permutation and combination. And it says that in preparation for Cricket World Cup, a special promotional campaign has been launched. A good number has been chosen to represent each team's unique code. These good numbers must meet two conditions. First condition is that the last two digit of the number must be divisible by 25. Okay. The first two digits of the number must form a prime number. Okay. How many such good numbers exist within the range of 10000? So like all the 5-digit number, right? Okay. So this is a very simple problem. So there is a 5-digit number, and so there will be 5 places you can fill. And what the conditions are saying is that this first two digits must form a prime number, and the last two digits must be divisible by 25. So what are the numbers that is divisible by 25? The last two digits numbers. So it could be 00, it could be 25, it could be 75, and also 50. So there are four possible ways to fill those two places, right? And for the first two places, I have to basically see all the two-digit prime numbers that are there. So what are the all two-digit prime numbers are there? Can you calculate it very quickly? So let's see what are those. 11, then 13, then we have 17, then we have 19, then we have 23, we have 29, then we have 31, then we have 37, then we have 41, then we have 41, yeah, 43, then we have 47 also, uh, then we have 53. 57 is not a prime number. 59 is a prime number. Then we have 61. Then we have 67. Yeah, 67. Then we have 71. 71 is a prime number. Yeah, 71 is a prime number. 73. 73 is also a prime number. Yeah, 73 is a prime number. Then 75, 70. Uh, 7 is not, 79 is a prime number. Then we have 81 is not a prime number. 83. 83 is a prime number. 85 is not a prime number. 87 is not a prime number. 89 is a prime number. Then 91 is not a prime number. 93 is not a prime number. 95 is not a prime number. 97 is a prime number. So these are all the prime numbers that we have, and two-digit prime numbers. So let's calculate the number of count of all the prime numbers. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So there are 21 numbers by which I can fill these two digit places. And there is no constraint on this, so I can take any digit to fill this place. So I'll have 10 ways to fill this place, right? So my total number of ways will be equals to 21 for the first place, then 10 for the basically third place, and then for the last two place, I will have four possibilities. So it will be 840. This is my final answer for this one. So this is a very simple basic problem on probability. Just you have to use the fundamental principle of counting, and you have to basically there is and between all this. You can fill this place in 21 ways, and you can fill this place in 10 ways, and you can fill this place in 4 ways. So that is what was asked in this problem. And that's how you can solve these problems. And these are very, very, very much expected in NSET. And so that's why you should also get the intuition how I am approaching the problems, how I am trying to think through the problems, and also try to use calculator. Keep it handy. Also, all the best for your NSET exam, and make sure you have a good internet connection. Make sure you are well hydrated. And yeah, that's all. Thank you. Thank you for uh, listening to this and watching this.